Hello, I'm Eternal Reading, and I'm here to talk about a short story that I read today. This should be a short video. It's hard to talk about short stories without ruining them. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'll try and keep it short. But the short story that I'm reading is by a Polish writer called Sienkiewicz. Henryk Sienkiewicz, and it came from Poland, and that was why I picked it up because I was talking to these other guys on YouTube and watched their videos, and I'm joining them in a wee project, but that'll be in the next video because I will go more into detail with that in the next video. I'll shout out their channels and I'll talk about the books that I'm actually picking for it. But next video, and but that got me thinking about looking into Polish short stories. And I remember I had this book called Great Short Stories of the World, and I remembered it tells you short stories from all around the world, and you pick every part's like a different country. It's something different. And I thought, right, well, let's go in and dive into Poland. And I picked up this story, which was called "The Lighthouse Keeper of Aspinwall." If anybody's read it before, let me know in the comments. Or if you read anything else from this guy, let me know. It's the first I've read a story, but the short story was very good. It was very thought provoking. It made you think about age, made you think about having that contact with humans. Because in this character, I'll give a wee bit of a context without spoiling, but say he's had a bad time in his life. The nature's been at the gate. Everywhere he's went, he's had bad luck. Things have broken. He's been sinking in ships, and he had his own cigar place and it burnt down, and he was at war and blah blah. It was just you read it, it's absolutely unbelievable. I don't want to ruin it because it's fun. It's funny to see what actually this guy went through a wee bit. It's it's just one of the unluckiest men you would ever know. But he's an old man. He wants to settle down and he wants to relax. And he thinks to himself, "Well, this lighthouse in the middle of nowhere, nothing can touch me. How could I be a failure now?" It's a bit failure as well. And he's wanting to just not feel anymore. He just can't take it. So he goes to this island just to be a lighthouse keeper. And that's, you think, boring, yeah, but it's a short story, so it's not too long, but it's not boring because it talks about the detail about how his love for his country, Poland, he misses Poland, but it's also he misses people. He has that miss for the actual human, company, and he didn't think he would ever have, and he starts to think of he's in a half death. I'm just here to die now. He's kind of given up in life, and no matter where you are, what you do, you start to give up in life. You just start to go down, and he starts to go down a bit, and he had to. He didn't know it, but he had to get away. He had to get away from this lighthouse to save himself and to save his mind because he thought his head was going. He was there. You go. There's a wee bit here. I'm not spoiled. It's a short story, so try not to spoil it. In presence of a surrounding uncommonly simple and great, the old man was losing the feeling of personality. He was ceasing to exist as an individual, was becoming merged more and more in that which enclosed him, which is the lighthouse. He's just in there by himself, and he's trying to reach out. But what I loved about it was the ending, and I'm trying my best not to ruin. But if you're a book lover, it's a nice ending because he gets something, and it opens his eyes to his love for his home, and then without ruining too much, the way I got from it was like Providence stepped in and helped him and got him to change his path so that he could live the rest of his life in happiness and content and to not be stagnant in the one place in the lighthouse, not giving up pretty much. And it's a bit of patriotism as well because he loved Poland, and it's him going back home and seeing his land again, or even this book he gets. And I don't want to ruin it, as I say. It even got me. This sort of short story got me into a rabbit hole as well, which is good. If a short story does that to you, you know, it's a good short story. When I'm sitting reading it, and then next thing I know, I'm on my phone looking up things and learning about history, learning about this picture. It's very big in Poland of the Virgin Mary called the Black Madonna, and I was reading about that and about this two cuts and all. But that's different. That's me now starting to go into a rabbit hole again. But it was interesting. And then the poem, the book the guy got was interesting, so dived into that. So very good short story. It's a it's a great ending. It's very human, as I say, great themes. Uh, but lovely written, or lovely translated. You can say as well. It was translated very well by, I don't know who it was actually that translated it. I don't think it tells you in this wee edition, but it was translated very well. It was a great story. It's the best short story I've read this week, and I've read a few because I haven't really read any novels yet because I'm waiting on a parcel for the book that I'm planning to read here, starting on Friday. So I just read loads of short stories and a novella. So the novella review will be coming up on Sunday, hopefully. But if anybody's looking to get a good short story collection, and I don't know if this one's available anymore, but when I looked up and tried to find it, I seen one was on Amazon called "The World's Great Short Stories." I don't remember the World's Great. It was a black book with a wee ribbon and all. It looked all right for £15, no our currency, but it's worth getting it. It's if you look into it, if I can get a link maybe, but that'll be the UK site probably. But uh, it's worth looking into if you want to start short stories, because if it's anything like this, you're getting some brilliant names in it. Edgar Allan Poe, Charles Dickens, Mark Twain, Chekhov. It goes on. It goes into mythologies and all, but that's. I've actually got an older video. If you go to my second video, I think I made, you see this book a wee bit more and all the stories that are in it, if you're interested, And yeah, it was a good, quick, an enjoyable read. Uh, it's got me excited more about literature from Poland because of these novels that I'm going to get, which I'll talk about hopefully tomorrow with a few beers. But uh, it's got me a bit excited. There's 4 novels I'll be reading in Poland, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. We don't want to drag on, but yeah, very good. Everybody look into it. Henryk Sienkiewicz. Oh no, can't even fucking find it anymore. Please let me know if you've read it, any viewers or anybody's read him before, and let me know if he's got a novel that's worth looking into, and any more short stories by him, because I really enjoyed that. He's a very good writer, and that's the beauty about reading. Even we've been reading for so long, we're still finding new things and new stories and new authors. Our TPR is endless; it will fucking never end. But yeah, that's the way it is. You just pick and choose them correctly, But yeah, happy job that one. So it was happy, good book, great ending. It put a smile on my face. So that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about now. Happy job, good book. So we may go here before I talk myself into a hole, everybody. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll stop it now.